Welcome सारें दा Grewalz Show दे ऊपर. Today on my show I have CHARMAINE WILLIAMS, councillors, Ward 7 and 8, City of Brampton, and we are very pleased to have Ms. Williams back on our show as she is the first black female individual elected to the City of Brampton. Welcome, Ms. Williams.
Thank you for having me on the Grewalz Show. It's great to be here.
Well, Ms. Williams, I want to start with you being in the City Council and you doing a lot of things in the city. So I want to come back to as to what's been going on. What are you working on nowadays?
Oh, you know, it's been a busy year. We had a busy year of learning. Now it's a busy year of action. I call it 2020 Clear Vision. And the goals for this year is a community connection, wanting to see everyone come out and be more active in getting to know their neighbors, participate in community events, working on the bringing back the garden recognition program, having some talks with some community members around some of our parks and you know, community gardens as well.
Okay.
And of course encouraging our residents to slow down and respect the road and respect all of our pedestrians, bikers, our kids, everyone who uses our roads.
So I guess this is a nice time for you to bring back the garden program. Can you tell us as to what that program is and how people can participate in that?
Right now we're building it out. We have been working with the horticulture societies, that's Chinguzi and Brampton Horticulture Societies. It's like the East meets the West. It's great.
Okay.
And back in 2014, they used to run a very successful garden recognition program. But you know, as with times when things grow significantly, the resources to be able to contribute to these programs becomes very difficult to manage. And so unfortunately they had to stop doing the program.
Yeah, I remember back in the days you would go for a walk or go visit your family, your friends, City of Brampton, and all of a sudden you'll see someone's front yard having a sign.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. And you know, that just created a great sense of community in our city. And people took pride in their neighborhoods.
So you're trying to bring it back now?
Yeah, we're working really hard to bring it back and have everyone participate. There's a different swing to it. We're bringing in the social media component and where people can have a people's choice and vote on their own for their favorite garden in Brampton. So there'll be People's Choice Awards. But then there's also the criteria that the horticulture societies have and making sure that people are following some of their really great rules around what makes a good garden. So if you have Christmas lights on your house, you are not eligible for an award. I'm sorry, guys. If you have lights strung everywhere, it's not going to make it. So you want to really just, you know, bring back that sense of ownership over the neighborhood. And the more people participating, you're going to see beautiful manicured gardens in Brampton again. We're Flower City.
That's nice.
Right.
Now, having said that, when you're doing this whole project, you also said that you are getting involved into going into parks, meeting people and whatnot.
That's right.
So will it be safe to say that you will be meeting all the grandparents of our community in the parks?
Absolutely. You know, I've heard many of their aunties and uncles say how much they want to have more shelters, more picnic benches, places to gather, electricity hookups in some of our gazebos that we have around. So we're really looking at all of those things to make sure that when you have your big events and your festivals, you have all of the things you need to make it a great hit.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is that they want a place where they can go use it as a bathroom, like a portable washroom or something. What's the city doing about that?
Well, you know, there's two different ways of seeing that. When we do our gardens and our parks, the parks are supposed to be within 5 minutes of people's homes, walking distance, right? And when parks are further away, then it sometimes justifies the need for a porta potty. The problem we have with porta potties and washrooms is that not everyone respects them. And we have to deal with tipped over porta potties. We have to deal with making sure they're managed and they're clean. So it does have an impact on our resources and the dollars that we have to manage these washrooms. And you also have to get a significant number of people who live within 100 meters of the park to say they want it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's the part that it's hard to understand. So if people within 100 meters of the park, they don't want the porta potty, and rightfully so, because they're the ones that are 5 minutes away
That's
from
right,
the
that's
park.
right.
And they're concerned with how the washrooms make the park look and feel. Then it's hard to get everybody on side to.
So I guess you're going to be doing a lot of educating all the uncles and aunties this summer.
Yes, yes, aunties and uncles. I'm going to try my best to help you understand. But if there's other things that we can do, we're always trying to find some solutions. Some parks it makes sense to have that washroom, especially if there's a large area. Some of our parks don't have that large area for the tents and everything to go. But if there's certain parks that it does make sense, and we'll try and help the community understand the pros and the cons, and to see what we can do to get out
I
there.
also understand that at the city of Brampton, there's a tax freeze. What else is going on with the taxes?
Well, the tax this year has been very interesting. If anybody has been able to watch some of our budget deliberations, there were conversations about grass cutting, there were conversations about the stormwater management charge. There were conversations around, you know, how can we make things more efficient, especially like there's been a significant bill for locksmithing and
Locksmithing?
Yeah,
what's going
for
on
locksmith.
with the locks?
There was just, right now we're just trying to figure out how much money was actually spent for a locksmith, and why are we reserving so much money for a locksmith, right? You know.
So where does the city go to change these locks?
Well, we
What
have to use locks, like a locksmith company, to change the locks, whether it's the locks on our recreation doors, city doors. We still have we still very heavily rely on the keys, right? So if there's turnover, you have to change the locks. You know, if somebody leaves and they have an old key.
Oh, I hear you.
You know what I mean? So there's, so we're trying to figure out where we can find some more efficiencies and such. But you know, with the conversation around grass cutting, we have included that in the budget as well. I know some of the areas that were not maintained behind fences and everything, we will be looking at how to make sure we're keeping I think it's like 12 cuts a year, so that more of the grass cutting is done and our areas look manicured. Within our budget, we have included a transit line that goes from Brampton to the airport.
Yes, that's very big news, and I know all the city staffers are talking about it all day long.
We are talking about it because this is huge. The airport employs thousands of people in the city of Brampton, and many of them have to drive a car because it's not as accessible. Well, we've changed that this year. So if you are trying to save some money on your insurance and you don't want to drive to the airport, we do have a busing system. The 505, I believe, will take you right there. Also in the budget, I'm really big on making sure seniors have low fares, but I'm also really big on making sure our youth have low fares.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's something coming up for the youth?
What I've done is I moved to have our youth transit fares not have an increase this year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, rather than some other cities where the prices are going up for ridership, so City of Brampton is freezing certain things.
For our youth, our young people, for ages 12 to 18, your bus fares will not increase this year. It was passed unanimously. The city approves it. We're going forward with it. And I'm really happy and very proud to have done that because I feel that our young people, you're just getting started out. You need to get to work. We want to encourage our young people to work.
Yes.
And not all of our young people who are working at the age of 15 or 16 are going to be driving. So they need the transit to get to school and work.
When we're talking about work, I always question any politician as to what's the city doing about jobs in Brampton.
Oh, man, we are, if you have watched council, watched our mayor, we are constantly trying to encourage businesses to be successful in Brampton. Whatever we can do for businesses to be successful, we're wanting to have the conversation.
But is there anything happening whereby you are bringing in some big corporations into the city of Brampton?
Well, right now we are, it's like twofold. We're helping the businesses that are here. Just last week, the mayor and I and Councillor Vicente, we went to the Stella Italia factory. And I think I'm saying the name wrong, but it's on Arenda, and we also went to Olimel. did you know, like, pretty much all of the chicken fingers and if you're eating chicken burgers at Burger King, everywhere, Tim Hortons, Wendy's, they're all manufactured in Brampton.
Oh, they're Brampton made.
They're made in Brampton. Isn't that?
That's interesting.
It's wild. It was so cool to see. We are, they're a major producer, Olymel and Brampton, and that's in my ward, Ward 8.
Oh, okay. Now, in your ward, there's a huge Indian, Punjabi, South Asian community. Mm-hmm. How are you interacting with them?
I love my South Asian brothers and sisters. I really do. I grew up in Brampton, in Bramalea, at a time where it was, if you were South Asian or Sikh, and you were Black or you're Jamaican, we were really close. Really close.
They went hand in hand.
We went hand in hand. You know, we experienced the same barriers, the same racial discrimination in Bramalea and Brampton. And so we were really close. I have a lot of friends that I went to school with that I'm very close from. And I want to see that relationship continue.
That's good.
But I do feel like there's been a separation, unfortunately. So I'm trying to remind all of us that, you know, we're
trying to bring them back.
Yeah, we got to come back. So
maybe do some events through the summer.
Right. So a couple of the counselors and I were looking at bringing back patties and samosas.
Oh, nice.
An event to get our young people, our young Black kids and our young South Asian kids to come together and have conversations and talk about what it is we can do to bring everyone, you know, closer together and encourage, you know, positive relationships.
Now, one other thing is, like, people who do follow the news, they all know that you, Ms. Williams, have been in several controversies since you've been in at the city of Brampton.
Yeah.
So we will be going on a short break, and we'll be coming back talking about maybe one or two controversies and a lot more with Ms. Williams. So we'll be going on a short break. See you soon.
ਕਟਾਰੀਆ ਟੂਰਸ ਐਂਡ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਉਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਸਤੀਆਂ ਹਵਾਈ ਟਿਕਟਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੀ ਸੈਰ ਕਰਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਰਤ ਪਾਕ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਯੂਰਪ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਟੂਰ ਐਂਡ ਪੈਕੇजेस ਇੱਥੋਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ, ਯੂਕੇ, ਯੂਐਸਏ, ਦੁਬਈ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਲਈ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਅਤੇ ਪੀਆਰ ਕਾਰਡ ਐਂਡ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸੁਪਰ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਡੀਲਸ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ डेरी एंड एयरपोर्ट रोड इंटरसेक्शन 2883 डेरी रोड ईस्ट मिसिसागा या कॉल करो 905 678 1200 905 678 1200।
ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਸਭ ਸਾਮਾਨੇ ਕੋ ਛੱਤ ਥੱਲੇ ਪਰ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਲੋਕ ਲੈ ਚੱਲੇ ਪਰ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਲੋਕ ਲੈ ਚੱਲੇ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਫੂਡ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦੀ ਬੱਲੇ 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 EFC ਘੱਟ ਰੇਟ ਤੇ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਗ੍ਰੇਟ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਫੂਡ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 416 740 3262 ਬੱਲੇ 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 ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਫੂਡ ਸੈਂਟਰ।
क्या हुआ? मेरे job चला गया. My boyfriend left me and my health is also not good.
Don't worry. Make Dr. को जानती हूँ. He will solve all your problems.
Huh?
Let's go.
If you have a problem, you should call Dr. Kumar, the astrologer, at 416-425-0138.
Botanic Planet, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਨੇ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਦੇਸੀ ਜੜੀ ਬੂਟੀਆਂ, 400 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਐਸੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਆਇਲਸ, ਸਕਿਨ ਕੇਅਰ, ਬਾਡੀ ਕੇਅਰ ਤੇ ਹੇਅਰ ਕੇਅਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਮੇਡ 100% ਹਰਬਲ ਕਰੀਮਸ ਐਂਡ ਲੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਤੇ 100 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਆਇਲ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਭਰੋਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਨਾਂ ICC ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ PR ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਵਰਕ ਪਰਮਿਟ, ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ, ਵਿਜ਼ਟਰ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ, PNP, पेरेंटल इमीग्रेशन, एक्सप्रैस एंट्री ते स्पाउसल वीजा आदि सारियां सेवावां दित्तियां जांदियां ने। सलाह मशवरे लई फोन करो 905 461 2424 905 4612424. ICC Immigration.
काव्या होम्यो केयर, काफी इलाज जहां बेअसर हो जाते हैं वहां से शुरू होता है होम्योपैथी का असर। बच्चों से लेकर बुजुर्गों तक, नए से लेकर कई पुरानी बीमारियों तक, जैसे एलर्जीज, एस्मा, आर्थराइटिस, हेयर लॉस, स्किन डिसऑर्डर्स, माइग्रेन्स, मेल या फीमेल हेल्थ इश्यूज, डाइजेस्टिव डिसऑर्डर्स या पाइल्स, मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज, हार्ट प्रॉब्लम, डायबिटीज और फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्यूट और क्रॉनिक डिजीजेस हमारे होम्योपैथ से मिले जिनको 20 साल का लंबा तजुर्बा है। काव्या होम्यो केयर, जहां से शुरू होता है हेल्दी लाइफ का सफर। 6477602779 काव्या होम्यो केयर।
ਆਟੋ, ਹੋਮ ਤੇ ਕਮਰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਬਲਵਿੰਦਰ ਗਿੱਲ। ਬਲਵਿੰਦਰ ਗਿੱਲ ਲੰਮੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹ ਫਲੀਟ ਡਿਸੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਤ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਲਈ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਤੋਂ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਵਰਤੋ ਢਿੱਲ। ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਬਲਵਿੰਦਰ ਗਿੱਲ 416-520-6264 416-520-6264 ਬਲਵਿੰਦਰ ਗਿੱਲ।
ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਮਾਂ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ ਸਿਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੜਦਾ।
ਨਾ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ?
ਨਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਕੀ ਆ, 10 ਦਿਨ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਭੱਜੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ, ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ। ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਬੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਈਏ।
ਓਏ ਬਾਬਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਣਾ ਸੀ ਪਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਮੰਗਟ ਕੋਲ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਦਾ ਪੀਰ ਪਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਮੰਗਟ ਆਲਾ ਕਰਵਾ ਲਿਆਂਦੀ ਆ।
ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਜਲਦੀ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਪਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਮੰਗਟ ਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਹੈ 16 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤਜਰਬਾ। ਆਪਣੀ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੈਂਕਸ ਤੋਂ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਸੈਲਫ ਇੰਪਲੋਇਡ ਲਈ ਖਾਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਨੇ। ਪਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਮੰਗਟ।
ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀਆਂ ਲਈ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਬੈਸਟ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਵਾਲਾ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ 20 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀ ਬੈਟਰੀ, 175 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ, ਸੰਪੂਰਨ ਪਾਠ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਨਿਤਨੇਮ, ਕਥਾ, ਢਾਡੀ ਵਾਰਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਸਿੱਧ ਰਾਗੀ ਜਥਿਆਂ ਦੇ 300 ਸ਼ਬਦ। ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਬੈਸਟ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ, ਇੰਡੀਆ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਬੈਸਟ ਗਿਫਟ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਤੋਂ ਖਰੀਦੋ, ਇਬੈਨਜ਼ਰ ਅਤੇ ਗੋਰ ਰੋਡ ਵਾਲੇ ਪਲਾਜ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ IPTV ਦੀ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਪਿਛਲੇ 38 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ। ਫੋਨ 905-204-1313। ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ।
ਵੇ ਭੋਲੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ?
ਓਏ ਆ ਦੇ ਟਰੱਕ ਥੱਲੇ।
ਘਰੇ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਬੈੱਡ ਥੱਲੇ ਤੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਟਰੱਕ ਥੱਲੇ।
ਓਏ ਹਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਟਰੱਕ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਉਣੇ ਆ, ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਵੀਕ ਜਾੜ ਜੀ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਣਾ।
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸਮੱਸਿਆਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਹੱਲ, ਪਾਪੂਲਰ ਟਾਇਰ ਤੇ ਚੱਲ।
Popular Tire, truck tire service, annual inspection, alignment and oil change. 3 locations to serve you: Mississauga, Etobicoke, Hamilton.
ਓਏ ਉੱਚੀਆਂ ਨੀਵੀਆਂ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਵੇ ਮੇਲ ਦਾ ਟਾਇਰ ਪਵਾ ਕੇ ਵੇਖ ਪਾਪੂਲਰ ਟਾਇਰ।
ਆਪਣੇ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਂਕੁਏਟ ਹਾਲ ਦੀ ਭਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਬੈਂਕੁਏਟ ਹਾਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਨੇ। 100 ਤੋਂ 800 ਮਹਿਮਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਲਈ ਸ਼ਾਨਦਾਰ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਮ। ਬੁਕਿੰਗ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਇੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਭਿੰਡਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ 905-790-3607। ਕਾਹਦਾ ਹੈ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ? ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ 905-790-3607।
Welcome back, Grewalz Show ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ। Today in our studio we have Miss Williams, City Councillor, City of Brampton, Ward 7 and 8. We've been talking about the city itself, about what Miss Williams working upon, and now we're going to come to something which Miss Williams has been living through it at the City of Brampton.
Yes.
So since you've been elected, Miss Williams, we all know that there have been a couple of controversies behind you, for you, against you, with you.
Yeah.
So, but the one which always strikes everybody's mind is that there's this one situation whereby you said that we should put up street signs or lawn signs saying, please slow down.
That's right.
Close to where the schools are, or maybe where there's a park and kids are playing.
Right.
What's going on with that whole situation?
Well, first I have to say, the city has finally come out with a statement in January saying that the please slow down signs are legal.
Oh, so you're able to put the police slow down?
Our bylaw that was voted on, ratified by council in 2002, says that street signs of a public safety or order nature are permitted.
Okay.
And that was done the same time Mississauga did theirs,
okay,
and put that exemption in the bylaw to allow for things like please slow down signs. In Toronto, they have please slow down signs. Mississauga, they have please slow down signs. And if they're good enough for Mayor Tory and, you know, Hurricane Hazel and now Mayor Crombie, they're good enough for Brampton.
So you're the one who started with that law on signs.
I did.
And where did you put them initially?
Well, I went, you know, at the time when we were running an election, I was campaigning, and often I heard that the speed that people drive in Brampton is extremely fast, and it's dangerous in our residential areas. And I met this one mom, beautiful lady, South Asian lady actually, in the B section in Bramalea.
Mm-hmm.
Her son was hit by a car. Her son with autism was was hit by a car and killed. And that is devastating. I'm a mom. I have 5 kids. You know what I mean? And you're a parent.
Yes.
The level of devastation and anger that you would have for, you know, people when they have so much control over a car, and when you have kids with disabilities or even young kids, it's not their responsibility to always be looking out for the cars.
It's the driver.
It's the driver.
And apparently, as we all know, in city of Brampton, there have been a lot of fatalities with car accidents, and mostly related to speed.
That's right. And it's so preventable. So one thing I know, coming from mental health background, when you look at your brain, when you look at the brain automatically processes what it sees, especially words.
Okay.
That's why we have street signs. So I want to encourage mindfulness when people are driving. And one way to do that is to have a reminder on your street of signs saying, please slow down, in big, bold letters.
Yes, yes.
And that's where this came from. It was.
So you put out those signs.
Yeah, we went.
And then
people,
what happened?
We went to people in the neighborhoods, and people were saying. Some people didn't even really talk. They looked at the sign and they said, "Yeah, put it on my lawn."
They wanted it.
Yeah,
on
they
their
want a sign, and we've handed out almost 1,000 signs saying, "Please slow down." But in August of last year, the city came out with a statement saying that the signs are not allowed. And if you have a sign on your lawn, you'd be charged.
Okay.
And they were even removing signs off of people's lawns. And it caused a lot of problems. And when you go against what the city says, when you go against the bylaws, it opened me up to having an integrity commissioner complaint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a resident complained to the integrity commissioner, said I was encouraging people to break the bylaw, and said that I was charging people for signs, and which are completely untrue.
Okay.
I was actually encouraging people to follow the bylaw, because whenever they got a sign, we had a clip from the bylaw, section 8.4, saying signs of a public safety or order nature are permitted. So we were saying follow the bylaw. So you were
doing everything based on the bylaw.
Yeah.
And still all this ruckus, as I would say, happened.
Still all this ruckus happened. And, you know, it's just unfortunate, you know. Right now, the integrity commissioner came out and said that I was in violation of the code. I was encouraging people to break the bylaw. However, I strongly feel that once you found out that the bylaw was actually clear and true, residents were right, why proceed with the investigation? It should have been dismissed.
So what's going to happen now? Like, how is it all going to come to an end?
Well, the integrity commissioner is calling on a verbal reprimand.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I will probably get. But you know what? I disagree, and I strongly feel that residents should not be threatened.
But going forward, so you will be reprimanded.
Yes.
But going forward, are people allowed to put up a sign like that?
Absolutely.
So people can literally put up a sign on their front lawn saying, "Please slow down."
Yep.
For the drivers on their street.
That's
to
right.
read and slow down.
That's right.
That's good.
So yeah, it's a good thing. I'm going to be having new signs put out because the signs that are out right now are legal non-conforming,
Okay.
which means that if you put a sign out before the bylaw's been changed, they have to follow the previous bylaw. And because there was a new motion moved in council that says any sign that has the website, because it says goes to website pleaseslowdown.ca.
Okay.
On the website, it had my picture on it, and it had the phone number where people can order a sign. All right, and so council moved a motion saying that no member of council or elected official or candidate can have a sign that brings them to their website. Like they think it's like advertising. I don't think it's advertising.
So public can do it, but not an elected official.
Not an elected official or candidate. To me, the website has my picture on it so that people know who they're getting the sign from.
Yes, yes.
You know, every website that sells something, tells you about information, has an About Us page.
Yes, yes.
And any board, they have pictures of all the board members. But, you know, I guess some councillors think that I'm trying to promote myself, but I'm just trying to get people to slow down.
But it's good that you got the message across, and
Yes.
now people can put up those signs.
You can put up a sign, and soon when we have the new signs printed, and then because we're just changing the website, new signs printed and available, you can get a sign for your lawn that says please slow down.
And maybe next time when you come to the studio, you can bring one of those signs.
That's a good idea.
And people can actually see the sign and order one.
That's a good idea. I will do that.
Now coming back to your trips overseas.
Ah, yes.
I
Awesome.
hear that City of Brampton has done a lot of trips which are into all different countries.
That's right.
And recently you were on a trip overseas for the City of Brampton.
That's right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, well, this is part two of a two-part trip in November. The Nigerian-Canadian Investment Summit occurred, and NCIS is a group, well, their name's called Nigerian-Canadian Trade and Investment Group.
Okay.
So they are a group that looks for large business investors who are interested in going abroad and coming to Canada and growing their business here in Canada. So in November, myself and staff from the Mayor's office went to the summit, pitched Brampton, and many Brampton Nigerian business. They love the city. They love the proximity to the airport. They love the opportunities when it comes to education. And they love the fact that there is a great city that is growing. So we pitched Brampton, and we also had the king, the Oni of FA, wanted us to come to Nigeria to see his art collection.
Okay.
And he wants to have Brampton be the first step on his historic art and precious stone, everything. It's a beautiful collection. He wants Brampton to be the first place.
All right.
So we went there, and it was great the second time around when we went in in February, because the mayor came along with us for the second time, got a taste of Nigeria.
Okay.
I believe he's gone before because he went in 2007, but this is the second time. We met with the governor of Lagos State, and it was just a great opportunity for the mayor to see Nigeria, for us to see Lagos, and for us to be able to pitch again Brampton, the significance of Brampton. And from there is a company called Pertinence Group that has over 3,000 staff, or a big company that is going to be moving to Brampton. A portion of it is going to come to Brampton.
Oh, that's very good news.
It's great news, and we're looking at brokering some relationship, an MOU with the Nigerian-Canadian Trade and Investment Group, so that we can help create a pipeline for businesses who want to come to Brampton, so that they're properly vetted and that, you know, we can bring them over and show them our city.
So what happens is when the city staff, the mayor's office, or any of the elected officials go overseas on a trade mission, the residents of Brampton, they look at all those pictures, the news items, the clippings from overseas, but they always have one question in mind.
Right.
The city is spending a lot of money doing these trips. What's the city getting back?
That's right.
So the question still remains, I suppose, even from your trip, Has the city got anything back yet?
Well, I want to make it clear for the trip to Nigeria, no tax dollars were spent on that trip.
Oh, so who paid for your trip?
It was strictly an investment through some businesses. There's a company called Upsurgence here who's worked with the businesses in Brampton, worked with the Nigerian Canadian investment trade and investment group to find ways to make sure that we can get there and that Brampton taxpayers didn't have to pay $1.
Oh, that's...
which is good. And you know, what we're realizing is that there are a number of different companies who are able to do these type of things. They want us to come to their countries just as much as we want to go there. And so it was a great relationship that was brokered.
So then it's a win-win trade mission.
It's a win-win trade mission, and it's a new way of doing things. You know, I'm just really thrilled that we were able to do that with Nigeria. Also to show Brampton and you know, some of the old way of thinking that Nigeria is a very wealthy country. Africa is a very wealthy country. You know what I mean? It's a
people
continent.
don't know about it.
And people don't realize it.
Yes.
You know, and when we have businesses coming to Brampton, it grows our city. It grows our economy, right?
That's true.
And that's why these trade missions are happening. Sometimes the trade missions are a country like Germany, where they actually have a summit or a large, you know, forum, you know, where all different countries and companies come together to showcase their business. Sometimes it's things like that. And what we're realizing that if we don't get our city going to these different events on a global scale, nobody's going to know about us.
So the city needs to go network with all these different countries as per se.
That's right.
To get business to come into Brampton itself.
You've got it.
Well, now the time has come almost to an end for the Grewalz Show. What would you like to say then, Ms. Williams?
I would like to say, please, if you need to get a hold of me, let's reach out, let's talk. I am always interested in seeing what you want, what the residents want, and how we can make it happen. I want to say that we are working on getting more information out to our seniors and out to the people of Brampton about the 311 app that we have. I want to be able to talk about the garden recognition program with you all and how you can get involved with those things. And then also just let's get to know each other, you know?
Well, it was nice to have Ms. Williams on our show.
Thank you.
You've been watching the Grewalz Show. Thank you for watching. And next time we'll have another guest on our show and your questions will be asked to that guest again. And thanks again, Ms. Williams.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a pleasure.
Sat Shri Akal.
Sat Shri Akal.